Welcome everyone. Welcome to Drakenmemoria. So, Sam, I hope that wasn't too bad because we just had a welcome to, and you just said no.
I closed my character tab. I closed too many tabs.
Okay. Phew. All right. So, welcome to Drakenmemoria. For those of you wondering what this is, because you're entitled to. Well, it's Dungeons and Dragons, or more specifically, people playing Dungeons and Dragons. And well, so if it's not something that you want to watch tonight, well, too bad. We're already started, so make yourself comfortable or change the channel. For everyone else who might be there because of a past session, because you actually like watching us, because you think it's funny, because a friend of yours told you that this was a great channel. Exactly. Well, we're very glad to have you with us. To have you with us back. So, all that being said, I hope you will also make yourself comfortable and get ready to play because, well, watch us play, you know. Sorry, we can't involve you too much. But maybe one day.
This is not Twitch plays D&D.
Yeah, no. Maybe one day, but for now, it was hard enough for me to get 4 players. I'm not gonna involve Twitch entirely. So let's get used to these 4 players first. All right. Well, one of them has been here since the beginning, so you're all used to him, but everyone else, they've all appeared in the past 16.
My fault, guys. I'm sorry. You're stuck with me.
So, thank you for being here. Say hi in the chat if you can, if you want. It would be very nice to see that you're there. As always a little thank you for Chaotic Calling, who usually joins us maybe in half an hour. And Kearney City Guild, a place they let us post that we're going to have a game tonight, every night, and both are D&D related. The Chaotic Calling is a D&D channel, and Kearney City Guild is a Discord server where you can look for a group or go there to be looked for by a group. If you're watching this on Twitch, in one of the panels below, there is a special thanks to. You'll find a link for each of them. And if you're watching this on YouTube, it's in the description. If you're watching this on Patreon, well, I still want a little place just for me. So, you know, sometimes we like having our privacy. So that's it. So
Duncan's Treehouse.
You know, I've been working so hard for this. All right, so thank you for those 2 friends of ours. And as for everyone else, well, get ready. We're about to start. So, last episode, the party started with Fisher giving a very intriguing news about the group. He's just given birth, or at least he thought so. And then everyone just casually went back on the road, placing new Terry baby inside of a box. But for those of you who weren't there, Terry is actually a 2-inch long, 1 inch in diameter creature that is somewhere between a worm and a maggot. And it's also completely black. Apparently, that happened. So, after preparing themselves, finding a nice nesting place for Terry inside of Fisher's inventory, sorry. I've been working on my O's when I'm talking, so. Everyone left the garden and just as they were about to start their next quest, visiting an arcane laboratory, they lost a party member, Tykar, the bard, who decided that the skies was calling to him, so he went up. No, it's not a metaphor for him dying. He really just flew away. And they were asked a few minutes after that to go check on an adventurer who seemed to have been missing for a little bit longer than he should have. Hinting as it's probably what happened to them when they disappeared for a little over 2 weeks between realms. But they accepted. They found this little roaming grove that the adventurer was sent to explore. They entered the grove. They started looking for their missing adventurer. And then things started to go weird as the exit suddenly disappeared. An oppressive feeling started to follow them everywhere. And then a creature appeared. For weird sounds, a darkness, and it kept hunting them. And this is where they met Jorg, who did his best to try and pull them away, as he knew what was happening in here and what was gonna happen with that weird sound and creature. And so they've been running ever since, trying to figure out how this place works, because the forest isn't cooperating with them. It is sending them left and right, and they are mostly lost. But
I'd say running's a strong word. Aggressively strolling from audience point of view.
you were sporting a brisk walk. So you did your best, found your way, started to figure out clues. An audience with the best intuition roll that he had done so far still missed the mark of rolling a 15 by rolling a 14. So he just stayed there and I have the answer. I know I'm gonna get it. But Remy and Jorg started to talk before he had time to finish figuring this out, because they rolled so much higher. And so this is where we were. This is where we left. The party has realized that the creature is very near to them, most likely one intersection away, and they are trying to figure out how to navigate with the clues that they had so far. And when they ended, Remy found that the Y-shaped intersection that they were in, the one that was... Let me orient this in the way that you're actually walking. The Y-shaped intersection that went up had trees with dark bark on them. The one that was where they seemed to have been coming from had flowers on it, and the other one to their left also seemed to have small red flowers on it. And this is where they were, having to make a decision of where are you all going. Oh yeah, and as you might have realized, Jorg has some discrepancies in his nameplate and on his D&D Beyond sheet. That's because for the introduction, I always grant players the ability to affect minor changes on their character, and he made a change. Now he's a full druid. That's why. And there's could also be a few more changes by the beginning of the next session. So this is why.
He will be a barbarian by next session. Calling it right now. Be ready.
Yeah, now he's a human druid. Next session, he's gonna be a kobold barbarian.
Nicely, he will be a Drewbarian, and his next child will be, he'll name his daughter Angelica. And
wow, you're really going forward with this. Time sure flies by.
I plan ahead.
Yeah.
even if it's not my character.
This is why it doesn't always happen. All right, so this is where you are right now. So, audience, Jorg, Fisher, Remy, Orunak, yeah.
So
What are you all
the
doing?
one we're on is flowers, right?
The
And
one
then
that-
one is
The one that you believe you came from, there are small red flowers at the beginning of it. The one on your left, small red flowers. And the one right in front of you, the trees at the beginning of this have a very dark bark, almost charcoal colored bark.
I say we follow the flowers.
Yep, I'd say we prioritize by stones, then flowers, then bark.
Because dark colors usually aren't great.
Especially when
Especially
they're the colors of the beast that is on
Yeah. I will ask one thing. Would Raimi be allowed to inspect the dark bark? Like to see like any abnormalities apart from the fact that it's dark?
Sure. It's your time. You are being hunted.
It's just like I'm saying this for a future rainy day. Is this an investigation?
Yeah, that would be investigation, as you are getting right in front of it and playing with it.
All right, then that will be a 21.
21, that's still good. Good lord. Is there any stats you don't have a good high bonus to it?
Well, as a Kenku rogue, I have 8. So
Oh,
I
good
guess
lord.
subtract that from the number of skills that are left.
Yeah. No, I can see it. Yeah, all right. Fisher, it feels like there is a little bit of sourness in your face.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, so you say there's 21. Oh goodness. All right, so you all see Remy go straight toward the tree with the dark bark on it, and he starts playing with it a little bit, taking his knife, peeling off just a small piece. With a 21, you'd be able to get a few details. First off, below the bark, the color seems to go from black to gray, a very dark gray. You realize that the dark colored bark is only on the side that you're facing. When you look on the other side of the tree, the bark is of a relatively normal color, although it does seem like the blackness seems to spread almost all the way. The bark itself, where it's black, seems to crumble easily in your hands. But where the bark has a normal color, it looks relatively healthy, or as healthy as a tree can be inside of a magically sealed forest. So you could surmise that the tree isn't black all the way to the center. It's cosmetic. It doesn't affect the entire tree, and most likely is something that happened at a certain point in the history of the grove.
Okay, and I'm at least assuming that that everybody was already edging toward the flowers. So I guess Raimi would just try to run to catch up to them.
Okay.
I don't know what y'all were doing.
Well, it depends. Audience, Jorg and Fisher, are you waiting for Remy to finish his investigation of the tree, even though you know that the creature is most likely within 80 or 70 feet of you and slowly moving toward you.
I didn't notice he stopped.
So the question is, Jorg, you have a fairly high passive perception, so you would notice that Remy has stopped to investigate the tree, which might cause you a little bit of panic. Audience, well, you realize that two members of the party seem to not be going in the same direction as you. But with your passive perception, I'm not sure you realize why.
I'd probably just be like, all right, guys, come on, let's follow the flowers. Gotta, keep up the pace.
Remy, you're a bird. Why don't you just fly up? Tell us where to go.
Oh wow, so many things wrong with that statement.
You see Ovenak go. Oh.
Remy just kind of like his eyes start to get really wet.
Oh no.
Hey, we can unpack that later. We gotta keep moving. We were being hunted by something.
I'll fall back to Jorg a little bit. I'll be like, okay, two things you need, because I've been with Remy for quite a bit now. So I'll be like, okay, two things we don't discuss with Remy. One, that he is a bird. He doesn't like that. Two, the fact that he can't fly. Literally just those two things. You mentioned them both in one sentence. Don't do it again.
Sorry, Remy. We should keep moving though.
Remy has already ran ahead of you, trying to put some distance between him and his aggressor.
All right. Are you going back the way you came from, or are you going to take the left branch?
Left branch.
All right. So, Remy, you start running toward audience, who is partly already in left branch, and Fisher, who just realized that everyone was talking, and someone's not moving. So, you have a feeling that you are very, very narrowly missing the creature as you embark on this road. The roads seem to have a slight curve to the right. Although, Jorg and Remy, you do have a feeling that the curve is not as pronounced as what you were able to see when you entered this intersection. But nevertheless, it is still turning slightly toward the right.
By the way, not in character with audience, out of character to the players, Remy or have either of you guys been keeping track of the way paths have been curving? Since he started mentioning the curves. Or no?
I started mentioning them last night.
No, he was mentioning the last 5 times on the last 5 paths we've been on.
Yeah, no.
I am now.
Okay,
Drawing a map.
That's good. Should have probably mentioned it out of character last game. I was trying to...
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
It's okay. I'll do it now.
All right. You move on, and it does take a few minutes to get to the next intersection, but just as you get to the next intersection, when you turn around, you realize that the path is slowly being engulfed in darkness. The creature is within 60 feet and slowly creeping up on you. What you do see right behind you when you look at the beginning of each path, you see that the path that you just came from now has stone with glowing moss on it. The path to your left has little red flowers on it. And the path straight up has toadstool growing on it.
Oh. We know that means the fairy circle.
Yeah. I like the look of that.
We going toadstools?
I mean, we know from our friend Jorg. I need to write down your name.
Let's
in my
go.
notes.
Darkness is right there.
Yeah.
We're moving.
Jorg, let's head to the fairy circle where you know we're safe. We know
Let's
where
do
you
it.
can't enter. All right, guys, pick up the pace. I'll start running. So dashing, I guess. Every movement
All right. So
down the toadstool path.
you start running down the path with everyone in tow. No one has an objection. Everyone just follows. Okay. Oronak follows. He's been summoned by audience, so technically audience dictate what he does, so he follows you. So you keep
Kind of
on.
his dad.
Sorry.
He's kind of his daddy.
Right now, yeah.
Why do you have to say that?
So you keep on going on this path, and you start increasing your speed, which helps keep the creature at bay, but you're not moving away from it. When you reach the next intersection, it is still 60 feet away from you, and it is right there. You can still hear it breathe down your neck, this awful sound as it moves, and always the darkness follows it everywhere. You do have a feeling that the next intersection seems to be arriving sooner than what your eyes would have suggested when you entered the path. And although the inclination of the path, slightly to the left, is still accurate, it is so much milder than what your eyes told you. When you look down at the path that you just came from, you see that there are small red flowers growing on each side. The Y branch, that is to your right this time, has dark bark growing on it. And the path right in front of you has toadstool growing on it.
I'm gonna keep sprinting. I'm not slowing down.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I believe someone can run an equivalent of round equal to its constitution. No, minutes, sorry.
Not rounds. That's cool, man.
Meaning that someone is gonna start feeling exhaustion after. Oh wow, you're all in fairly good shape. All right, the one who's gonna feel the exhaustion first is going to be Remy. But you've only been running for 5 or 6 minutes now, as you see this creature who you don't seem to be able to distance, always moving about, always trying to catch up with you. This time, as you move on this path, oh goodness, you have a feeling that the path in front of you is exactly as it seemed it was. There is a heavy curve to the right. And it takes a good 5 minutes before you reach the next intersection. When you reach the intersection, you find yourself again in front of the same display as the intersection before, except that since you came from the right branch, the branch that you just came from has dark bark on it, the one to the left, red flowers, and the one in front of you, toadstool again.
Alright, I'm gonna keep running towards the toadstools unless someone tells me to
That's
stop.
where we
That was
just
a
went.
circle.
That's the circle.
We gotta go back
We gotta
down.
go left.
We gotta go to
To the-
those flowers.
Yeah.
Okay, audience isn't intelligent enough to do that. That's why I said unless someone stopped him.
So this might be a bad idea, but I kind of want to cast a moonbeam behind us.
Can you see it? Oh, it's still right there, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
it's 50 feet.
it's
This is just a 50-foot cylinder or 40-foot high cylinder. Oh, it's only a 5-foot radius.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yep.
You're still
Yeah,
trying
no.
to hit something that is completely hidden. So, but I believe it's a Constitution save.
I mean, you could just put it in the path.
That's what my thought
Even if
was,
it-
but I
yeah.
thought it would be.
You're
like,
all
wide
walking.
enough
You're
that
not
would block
walking.
it or make it.
You're not walking in a all in line. So the path is wider than 5 feet. It's maybe
Yeah.
Well,
between.
is
10
it
and-
5-foot diameter or 5-foot radius cylinder?
Oh, it is a radius.
Okay. So is it wider than 10 feet?
It's a forest.
No, the spell Moonbeam
Yeah.
is a 5 foot radius, so a total of 10 feet diameter. So yeah, it covers almost all of the path.
But then I realized we were just running through the forest a little bit ago, so it can do that too. I'm not going to do that.
Okay. All right. So, of course, if you come back right from where you came, there's a chance that you're gonna meet the creature right on. So, you can either keep going up toward with the toadstool path, or you can veer left toward the red flowers.
I thought it was still right behind us.
The path right behind you is now dark bark.
You know, I thought the creature was still.
Oh
right
yes, the
behind.
creature is still there, but the forest seems to be, like I said, not cooperating. It looks like if you go back toward the dark bark, you're gonna run straight into him. But you've
Oh,
never
right.
tested that. You're not sure it is going to happen like that.
Oh,
Well, I mean, I think we should just.
I'm too
I don't know.
scared.
Audience are just confused. He's like, why aren't we going towards the mushrooms?
Because we literally just followed that path, and it looped us around to where we're at now.
Oh. So should we head to the flowers then?
50
The
feet
flowers. I mean,
away.
yeah, because there's a loop, a dead end. Probably the flowers will take us back down the path to the last fork, not the last fork, but the fork before that.
Okay, I'm confused. You guys seem to have some sense, so I'm just going to follow you guys. Someone else take the lead.
Okay, you decided? Because the creature now
Following the
is
flowers.
toward the flowers. All right, because the creature now is 40 feet away from you. So you all start running back inside the path. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, Remy, you are starting to feel the exhaustion of running continuously. It's been 12 minutes since you've all been running without interruption, and very soon you know that you're gonna start breathing heavily. But you run down this path, and this path, as you were getting into it, felt like it was slightly leaning toward the right, but Remy and Jorg, your body are telling you that you're leaning to the left as you're running down this path. As you reach this intersection, it's a forest maze. It's designed to be hard to follow. As you reach,
Yeah, just like. Yeah,
So
please
it
tell us what's
looked
this
like it was
intersection.
turning right.
yeah, but
Felt like it was
Remy
flat.
and Jorg, because of their high passive perception, basically because they have passive perception higher than the DC that I placed, can recognize that you're actually curving to the left right now.
I don't like that.
When you reach the path, however, when you look behind you, the creature is still 40 feet away. You either have to make a decision as soon as I finish talking, or it's going to be able to attack within a few seconds.
I mean, do we know?
The
Do we
path-
see something?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
as always, Remy and Jorg, because they have such high perception, are always the first one to notice this. The path that you just came from has toadstool on it. The path to your right has red flowers on it. And the path straight up has dark bark on it. Choose.
That's not supposed
I
to be
give you
bark.
6 seconds.
That's not supposed to be bark. I don't know where we are.
Maybe he's going down the bark.
Okay.
Wait,
Following
what if
Remy.
we fight it and go that way?
You just said wait. Did everyone wait when he said that?
If not,
He's
I'm
new.
booking it.
No.
All right, I'm following them.
The beast is literally right on your heel. You see the darkness, and you know from previous attack that it can literally jump the distance of 30 feet. He is right on your heel. So Remy,
Okay, so we're running down the bark.
down the bark? Alright. So, you run down this path. This path is quite a lot shorter than what your eyes were telling you. However, it does turn in the same direction that you thought it was turning, which is to the left. When you get to that intersection, the beast is right behind you. So you're gonna have to do something about that. But Remy and Jorg, you have just enough time to see that the path that you just came from has little red flowers on it. And the path to your left, also little red flowers on it. The path straight up, dark bark. And the creature reaches the 30 feet. The darkness jumps toward you, overtakes you, and you are in complete darkness. Do we make a new initiative since it is a new session,
Yeah.
or do we keep going with the last one? I still have
We
them.
can make a new initiative. I
Yeah,
think.
just because, like, us remembering what was last
Oh, I still have them.
week's. Okay.
No, it's been a bit though. I mean, it makes sense. We
yeah.
now have new initiative.
All right.
Everyone else is on a different kind of edge.
Sounds about right.
Remy has 10.
Remy has 10. Oh.
7.
Jorg is 16.
An audience has 6.
Good lord!
Oh god,
What happened to all of you, man?
I was in the back of the line. He got me first.
We re-rolled.
Well, even Onak got 9. Oh, wow.
So what did Fisher get?
7. 12 less than what I got last time.
But fortunately for you, the beast has also rolled lower than last time.
Please tell me I didn't somehow wind up at the top despite despite getting one of my worst rolls.
No, actually, Jorg has a better initiative than you. But... oh, goodness. Alright. So it appeared that, Jorg, you are the one with the best initiative. You see the darkness completely surrounds the group. You cannot see anything around you. What do you do?
Jorg is probably just gonna cast Shillelagh and
Try and
swing
hit it.
wildly. Yep.
Go ahead.
Ooh, that is a 19 plus.
With disadvantage because you're striking someone in the
Oh,
dark.
right. That's much worse. That is a 10.
We should have just kept the 19.
Should have lied.
10 total, or
10 total.
Yeah, nice.
All right,
Yeah,
so you
Welcome to my world.
you focus. You focus.
Welcome
So
to my
mean.
world.
Hey, you want something meaner? Hey, it's reality, so.
Welcome to hell.
So, you focus, you think you're just about to see his face appear right in front of you, and you swing, but unfortunately, you hit literally nothing. The magic dissipates from your staff, and you're left disappointed. The next one is actually Remy and the monster, but so sorry, Remy. The monster beats you in dexterity.
Really? They have like a 20
Correct.
plus? Wow,
Well,
okay.
just to tell you, it's a cat like
Yeah, I was gonna say,
creature.
No, I get that. It's like okay.
Oh no, yeah.
We have an issue with cats in our party.
All right. The first one it attacks. Well, actually, you've all shown that 3 of you are able to injure it in a way that it doesn't like. So, the first attack goes to audience with a 19.
That'll hit. Again, barely. Unfortunately.
Coughs, barely.
Oh. Alright, so lost in the dark, you try and figure out where it's gonna come from, and yeah! You feel a slash on your back. 8 points of slashing damage.
Ouch. I can almost not heal myself back to max, guys. Okay.
The second attack... Oh, and this one is a little bit... The second attack... Again, you're all lost in this darkness. You don't know where it's coming from. But you hear Ohuna go, "Ugh! Why is it still attacking me?"
Audience will use Sentinel.
To try and hit it. Yeah, sure. Always with disadvantage, because you're fighting in the dark.
I know. What's that? Plus 7? So 18?
You hit right at the last moment. It was just about to move, but your sword connects with the creature.
Well, and I will use my last, since it's been effective so far, I will use my last strike on it and hit it for my 3d8. So the first one's gonna be 7, second one's gonna be 8, and the third one is going to be 8. Except none of those actually mattered because I was rolling a d10. Okay.
Good start.
Oh wait, all right, because I didn't get out it's my other dice I had to get out. Well, I was wondering, I was like, dang, 2 8s. That would have been nice. Oh well, they're easier to get when
Yeah.
the d10. All right, still a 7. That's pretty good. And a 6. Okay. Actually, not much worse. Okay, so let's see. That's 4 plus 3, so it's 7 of physical damage, and then 7 and 6. So 13 radiant. So I do 13 radiant, 7 physical, so 20 damage all overall.
All right.
And yeah, 13 of it is radiant damage. 7 of it is physical.
Okay. You, for a brief moment, you see this flash of light right in front of you. You see those 2 eyes in the dark, and they disappear again. You hear the... And you see the creature move off.
All right, guys, better figure this out about a divine stress.
However, the oppressive feeling does not leave you. So it did not lose his corporeality. It just retreated.
Okay.
I don't know if corporeality is a word, but it fits the description, so...
Okay.
All right.
I guess
Okay,
going
which way are
back
we
to
going?
running after flowers or whatever.
Like,
I feel like
Raimi,
we should follow the park.
Raimi's going to point at Jorg and nod his head.
Bark. And I'm sorry, Remy. I won't mention anything again. Let's follow the bark.
Alright. I think we can slow down a little bit. This thing
Yeah, that's a
is,
good idea.
it's not right behind us currently.
Okay. I mean, I'm still fit as a fiddle. I don't need to stop, but you know, some of
Well,
our others
yeah,
are
but
feel a little tired.
look at
we can slow down a bit.
Raimi here. He's not having a good time.
Just like it was up against the tree for a moment, just doing like that old man.
Okay, I'll look at Rafi. I'll be like, of course, we can slow down a bit. You know, I'm feeling a little bit tired too. You know, we could.
Remy, if you want to know if audience is telling the truth, I mean, take your pick. Passive perception, perception, insight.
Raymond will do what he's best at with a perception.
Okay.
With a 24.
He's being nice to you.
He'll just think to himself, of course he's being nice to me. Because I'm important. He's doing his best to protect my feelings.
All right. Oh goodness. All right, audience. Since you are the caretaker of Orunak, you do also realize that Orunak is injured. He's slightly limping, and there is a little bit of sap dripping off of one of his wounds.
You feeling all right there, Tree Man?
I mean, that last scratch really took a chunk out, got through my bark.
Oh, okay. I mean, if you need to heal yourself, do so. I think you have healing spells.
Yes, but if I exhaust all of my energy, I need to go back to my realm to revitalize, and we don't know if I'll be able to come back.
Maybe the other one will come back. I mean, I'll heal you. I'll use 10 points of my lay on hands, 5 on me, 5 on
Okay.
Ogonak.
You heal Ogunago. Yeah. Your god is warmer than your words.
I've got 10 good berries if anyone wants any.
Damn, that's
Oh,
gonna.
how I missed good berries.
Do tree folk eat good berries? Do you eat berries at all? Do you eat it all?
It's an honest question. Yeah. Yeah, of course.
All right.
But that's gonna feel heavy in your stomach, you know. All right, so you give him all the good berries, or just one or two?
I'll give him 5 of them.
5 of them. Jeez Louise. Okay, well.
I've got more healing.
Okay, well, you notice that he takes one and keeps the 4 others in his
I
hand.
don't want him back. I won't take him back.
You're not gonna eat it. I mean, back.
Yeah, sure. He gives them all back to you. As always, we can feel the warmth, the love.
You can keep 2 of them. We just need to share some with the
Thanks.
party.
Audience low-key
Okay,
hates
guys,
Uncle
I
Beck.
said we could slow down. I didn't mean we should stop
Okay.
and have a lunch break.
Fisher is right. We still haven't fully figured out this, or I have no idea what's going on. You guys seem to not have fully figured out this maze yet.
That would be correct.
Yeah.
Well, you figured out part of it, but not all of it. All right, so you are going Dark Bark suddenly. Is that it?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So you keep on moving straight forward, and when you enter the path, it feels like your eyes tell you that the path is curving to your right, but Jorg and Remy, your body tells you that you're going in a straight line. Yeah, don't worry, your drawing's not gonna look like anything like mine, so...
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to connect any of these intersections. I'm just making them as separate
Okay. So,
illustrations.
as you get closer to... You get to that intersection, the next intersection, Y-shaped intersection, you arrive from the lone branch of the Y intersection, and behind you, when you look, you see small red flowers. In front of you, you see dark bark, and to your right, you see toadstools.
I feel like there's only ever been one bark per intersection. But I might be wrong.
There's also only ever been one toadstool.
That's true, but every intersection. No, wait, never mind.
I haven't seen stones in a while. If you
Yeah.
want that input.
Yeah.
We came from... Okay.
Audience is still not going to be helpful. He rolled a
You
2
said-
on
you
his
said-
intelligence roll.
Straight is dark bark again, and then to the right is the toadstool.
Yeah.
Oh, I got that mixed up.
Yeah.
Ramy.
You feel the presence of the beast becoming more aggressive. Oppressive, sorry.
Uh-oh.
It is moving again.
Audience wish he had spell slots.
Well, if you can find a fairy ring, you'll be able to rest, according to Jorg.
Yeah. Just go bark again. Keep running or moving.
I mean, unless you guys think we're going in a circle, I'm fine going bark.
Yeah. Go bark.
Go bark. Remy?
Had a thought, but putting a pin in it.
Feels like your brain is slowly melting right now.
No, there are a few things I want to try, but anyway, we'll go bark for now and see what happens.
Okay. You move toward bark. Okay. You move. It's not often that it happens, but it does feel like the path that you just walked on is exactly as it seemed. You walk for only 2 or 3 minutes, and you reach another Y-shaped intersection. The path that is to your right has little red flowers on it. The path that you just came from has red little flowers on it. And the path ahead of you has dark bark on it. All of you make a perception roll, please.
Alright, let's get this out of the way.
I got a 19.
Okay.
Nice. I got a 1.
Watch out for that tree!
Fun.
6 or 8.
All right.
I rolled a soft 20.
Soft 20. Well then, Remy and Arunak. Oh, look like Chaotic Calling just joined us. Hello. Remy, Jorg, you said you rolled a 19, is that it?
Yep.
Okay. Arunak, because Remy mostly probably doesn't have anything to say that is appropriate right now, Arunak would probably be the first one to say something. Just, he looks around when you arrive and feel like we've been here before. There's just something about how it feels.
Raimi nods.
Audience
I mean,
mutters,
this whole
"I
place
hate
feels
trees."
off.
What did audience say?
I hate trees.
You hear it. Aw. You could at least try to hide it.
I look at Ognak. I said what I said.
What if we keep going back down the same path we came over and over again until we just randomly appear somewhere we want to be? If they do change as we go backwards, let's not do it over and over again. But what if we do it once?
We've already done that.
What's behind
Yeah.
us? What path did we go down last time that we were here?
Bark. We just
No.
came out of flowers. Didn't we?
Above game.
Yeah.
The last time that we were in a flower bark intersection, I believe we went down a flower.
The last time we were in a flower bark was 2 ago when we went down bark. But the flower, you said these are Y intersections,
Yep.
right? Yeah. But the other flower was on the wrong side. Unless I have it down wrong, but which is totally possible.
So should we just try a flower then?
You feel an
Also, the
oppressing
last 3
feeling
times
growing.
we've come from a flower and gone to bark.
You feel an oppressing feeling grow stronger. The beast has moved again.
Okay. Well, we
I'm
can't stand
better
here
at
and talk
navigating
all
on the
day.
water.
Sorry?
All right. Let's just pick a flower since we picked bark last time. That's what I'm hearing.
All right. So the two close together branch of the Y intersection, which is the one that you just came from, and the one to the right, are both little flowers.
I mean, I don't mind trying.
Oh, those are the. So the other flower, it's back towards our direction.
Yeah,
But
the path that you just
The
came
Y
from.
is. Okay, we're on part of the Y, not like the stem.
Yeah.
I haven't really been thinking about the shape of these intersections.
So where are you going?
Maybe we should keep going down the stems of the Y.
I will follow wherever you lead, oh captain, my captain.
Known this guy for like 20 minutes, but
I
you've been
don't
here
know.
for like 3 days, so let's go.
I haven't made much progress in 3 days. But
Well, you got to the place before, so
Well, Jorg,
Or a
you
week.
didn't spend 10 days walking around. You did spend a few days in a row resting at the ferry ring. This is why you know that you're safe there. Because the beast
Yeah.
did catch up with you in the ferry ring, but it couldn't enter it.
so I just stayed in there.
Real question: why did you leave?
I wasn't gonna get out of here any other way.
No, you could have made a new life in the fair ring.
hey, Jorg, where are we going?
Let's go stem.
Dark Bark? Okay.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
move for... Oh, goodness. Your eyes, when you enter this path, your eyes tell you that this is going to be a very long path. Curving very heavily, almost 90 degrees to your right. But you get to the next intersection in only a few minutes. In Jargon Remy, your perception tells you that you've been going almost in a straight line. You just slightly deviated to the left at the last moment. And the intersection that you find yourself in, the stem, which is going forward, has dark bark. The 2Y shape, actually this one would have red flowers, and the one that you just came from, red flowers.
Does this look a lot like the one we just left?
The other one with the red flowers, which side is it on from us?
To your left.
Wow.
The previous path was to your right.
Yeah.
Remy, you also still have a feeling that you've been there before, just like Orunak.
Oh, good.
Before these last 3 intersections, how many did we come from a part of the Y and not the stem?
Are you asking me, or are you asking them?
I am asking if I remember.
Then make an intelligence roll.
Hey! Dirty 20.
Okay, hold on. Let's see what your memory recalls. Memory recalls... Stem, and Y branch. And then stem. This is as far as your memory goes back.
And is that first to last, or is that going backwards?
Going backwards.
Okay. So from now?
Yeah.
We arrived. So wait. No, but the most recent one.
You went towards stem.
Oh,
the
towards
one...
the okay. So stem.
Stem. Hold on. You're here. Yeah, the one before you went to the stem. The one before you went to the right branch. The one before that you went to the stem. The one before that you went to the stem, and the one before that you went to the right branch. This time I know that I didn't make a mistake when I told you, because I followed it with my pencil.
Okay. That I've been getting these very wrong. Fisher's lost in the magic forest.
I'm just about to start climbing a tree pretty soon.
Yeah, I was
Dude,
gonna ask
same.
how climbable the trees are.
Well, you've never
We
tried,
should just fight it.
but if you do
Sneak our
that,
way out of here.
you're gonna have to leave the road because there are no tree growing on the road.
What if we do leave the road? We did it once and it didn't do anything.
It was very bad.
It was very bad.
The thing
Yeah,
found us very quickly.
it did.
Good point.
And
Does any of you guys have the fly spell?
it's a third level
No.
spell.
Third level arcane spell. So,
What? You mean I actually thought about not making you go into this when you were level 5? What a shocker.
What if I suddenly just start praying to my god to have me level up right now? I can't even take one.
it's an arcane spell, so
The
try
last,
level 13.
the last player who asked me that had a very bad surprise. He
I'm
got
not
exactly what they wanted.
What, he became a warlock? Leveled up?
Let's just say that I'm not sure you're gonna survive if the same thing happens to you. You don't have enough age in your lifespan to survive this.
Oh, good.
So, what do? You feel the oppressing feeling going greater and greater. It is most likely one intersection away from you.
Oh, no.
I'm lost. I can't. These tunnels, this isn't how I do directions.
Remy?
Plus,
Anything?
it feels wrong. Like, they're not connecting where they should be.
No, because I only told you when they were curving. I didn't tell you exactly the angle of it. So it's, of course, you don't have the same drawing as me.
Also, I'm not noticing that it isn't doing what it looks like it's doing.
Yeah. Fisher and audience, you're noticing what I say your eyes are noticing. It's Jorg
Yeah,
and Remy
exactly.
who are actually noticing feeling.
Audience has not rolled above a 3 on his last 5 intelligence or perception check, so audience
Yeah,
is
boy.
literally as lost as possible.
I don't know, Jorg, that idea of going at the thing seems like it might do something. I'm super lost, unless either of you have a...
Raimi is going to... Yeah, Raimi is going to turn around and go back the way that they came.
I'm following Raimi.
Audience will walk after you guys.
All right. So you go back the way you came from. The path. Damn lucky move. The path that you the path that you just take. Your eyes, Jorg and Remy, your eyes tells you that the path is curving heavily toward the right. But your feeling tells you that the path is mostly going straight with a slight deviation. As you enter it, you walk for a few minutes and you find yourself in a Y-shaped intersection. You are coming from the stem. The stem has black bark on it, and each of the branches have, the other two branches have little red flowers growing on them.
All right, so then
Is the Y
Wait,
equal,
wait.
or
I
is
just had
one
a thought.
straight and
Which
then
way-
one branch is on a specific side?
Which way was? Wait, actually, answer that first, and then I have a question.
Okay. So, from your perspective, when you're looking at the three paths, the one straight in front of you looks like it is heavily curving to the right. The one to the right also looks like it is heavily curving to the right. The one that you just came out of feels like it's going straight forward.
Oh.
Wait,
But they're both looking
That
like
wasn't-
they're curving to the right.
You have to enter
So
the
maybe we
path in order for your feelings to tell you if you're actually going straight, curved, or
Yeah, but the path we just went down felt like it was going straight,
mostly.
mostly. And neither of these paths are straight in front of us, right? They're both splitting one way.
The two paths in front of you looks like they're curving. The one that you came out of feels like it's going straight. Looks like it's going straight, sorry.
Yeah, but so we're standing in the path we came from with the bark, right?
Well,
Looking
actually,
straight,
you
parallel to it.
You just
Is-
arrived in the intersection. It is when you are in the intersection that you start seeing the little flowers, toadstool, bark, or stone. For as long as you are not inside the intersection, they just don't seem to appear in your field of vision.
Okay.
So the moment you enter the intersection, what you see is where you're coming from, it's dark bark, and the two Ys in front of you is little red flowers.
Okay.
Since it looked like it was curving right, maybe we should go right. Maybe that's trying to tell us where we're supposed to go.
What do you mean by where it looks like?
Oh, you know how the paths feel like we're going straight, but it looks like we're turning right, right?
What?
You've been noticing that. Well,
No.
Oh,
What kind of messed up forest is this?
I don't know, and I don't understand it. But when we were going down that last route, it felt like we were going straight, even though it looked like we should be turning right.
No wonder I'm so lost.
Audience eyes.
My eyes aren't that good to
Silver.
begin with. Now you're telling me I can't trust them either?
You gotta trust your sense of the forests.
I don't have that.
I don't have that.
I'm gonna
Audience,
rely on
his
yours.
first good roll. I rolled a 15 on perception when he said that.
A 15 on perception, then audience, for an extremely brief moment as he says that, you look forward, and in the time that it takes for a single blink, you swear that the path straight in front of you, the right side of the two upper branches, is not going in a curved direction. It's going straight for as far as you can see. But then you just... and it curves again.
I'll kind of shake my head and be like, yeah, for a second there, I thought that path on the right seemed to be going straight, but now it seems to be going curved again. But like for a brief instant, it's almost like I could see the path going straight.
Raimi,
We
does
should
that
go
help
down that
you?
one.
So. Raimi is going to.
I feel like going straight is a good thing.
The oppressing feeling grows stronger.
Uh,
You start seeing darkness spreading in the path that you came from.
I think we should go the way audience saw.
Yeah, I agree with Jorg. I think straight means we're going in a direction. Anything that's curving, even though that looks like it's curving, but you know, I'm gonna go with you guys on this one.
Can I cast
curving is
guidance on him so he can try to perceive the path while we go down this one?
Well, yes, you can, but to be fair, you've noticed that you and Remy seem to have a better perception than Audience and Fisher. Fisher, who so far hasn't picked up on anything of this by himself, and audience who only briefly picked up this for a moment, the time of a blink. You and Remy are the only one who seem to have had the feeling within your body, because you have a very good perception, and you because you're used to walking in forests, that the path was actually curving. So yes, of course you can cast guidance. On who?
I'm gonna do it on Fisher, since he's the only one who hasn't seen it yet.
Okay. Come on, man, open your eyes.
All right. Now try to see it while we're going down here. Just concentrate on the direction we're actually going.
Guidance is a D4, right?
Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah.
And then should we go down that way?
Yeah. Well,
7 or 9.
oh.
You feel guided. You look around, and you hear audience step on something and just...
Oh wait, no, that is.
Oh, no!
Sorry, that's a 9 or an 11. My bad.
Same result.
I didn't roll minimum on the D4. I was reading it wrong.
You felt inspired for a moment, but audience distracted you and you lost the guidance, and when you look back... No, it's still curving.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yep.
you go down this path, and the darkness is following you by very far. As I've said, as you enter this path, you see the darkness starting to spread from where you came from. The road actually goes straight for 5 or 6 minutes, but then it turns heavily to the right. Jorg and Remy, your sensation tells you the same thing as that. When you arrive to the next Y-shape intersection, straight forward, the Y-shape is reversed, so the stem is up and the 2 branches are down. Forward, you see... Oh wow, this is going to be harder to determine. Alright, forward, you see red flowers. From the path that you just came from, you see dark bark. And from the other path to your right, you see... This flows like this. You see dark bark also.
I'm so lost.
All right.
That's new.
All right. Now Raimi is going to, only because of like what happened with audience previously, he's going to pump a new spell slot into his lantern. Then he's going to use it again to give himself advantage on perception rolls, and he's going to see if maybe he can see like a break in the illusion.
Okay, go ahead. And as always, as you're doing this, the darkness spreads behind you. The feeling gets closer and closer and closer.
That's going to be a 21.
21. For a very brief moment, like I said, the time of a blink, you can swear that you actually smelled the perfumes of flowers in the air, straightforward. But then it just leaves and
like in the path straight forward.
yeah, you can swear for a moment that you actually smelled a strong flower smell, odor.
Raimi is going to beckon to the others as he tries to rush down that one, knowing the creature's behind them.
I will follow Remy. I'll
Yep.
trust him.
Following Remery.
Alright, as you look backward to see where the beast is, you realize that it is within 60 feet of you. It is catching up. You move forward, and for the first time, you actually find yourself in a place that is very different than everything else. You move forward, and to the best of your abilities, the path turns slightly to the left, but Jorg and Remy, your senses are telling you that it is curving slightly to the right. And after a few minutes of walking, light pierces through from above you, and you find yourself in a small clearing filled with little red flowers. And you can swear, Jorg and Remy, you're hearing the very faint cries of a girl. A small human child girl.
And audience will
George,
love divine
is this the
sense.
circle? Because that thing's right behind us.
Literally right behind you.
I do have a divine sense right, left, right? I think I do.
George,
I hear something. It's
Is this
it
the
sounds
circle?
like is there a
No,
Fairy.
there isn't a fairy. You've never been here. It is a clearing filled with small red flowers.
I've never been here, but I hear it sounds like a child crying.
And Remy, just as a note, since you are a Kenku, you, because of your high passive perception, you heard it. Meaning you could repeat it. Strong enough for everyone to hear it.
Yeah, I guess really the only reason he would do it is just like maybe if he repeated it, they might be able to attune their senses to it. So he will repeat the cry.
Alright.
Audience, if you didn't hear, pop divine sense.
Divine sense. Alright. So, all of this happens at the same time. Remy, you duplicate the sound of the little girl crying. So, audience and Fisher, you can make a perception roll with advantage.
Oh baby, I'm so excited to roll 2 3s in a row.
I'm ready to roll
Please.
a 1 and a 2 like I did on the last thing I had advantage on.
Okay, I mean I got a 12, which is good for audience.
Oh,
It wasn't a 1 and a 2. It was instead
A 2 and a 3.
4s. So that is a 5 or a 7.
Goodness. Remy, you duplicate the sound of the crying child. Jorg, you recognize this, although much stronger, and you sort of, well, yeah, that's what I'm hearing. So Remy's hearing it too. Audience and Fisher? Alright, yeah, you hear that? Cool. No, they're not hearing it at all. Ohunak, however, says, yeah, I can hear it now. It's faint. Audience. Remind me. Divine Sense. This is the first time that you've used Divine Sense in here, I believe.
It's not. I had used it. You just didn't put it there. I'm trying to remember if I used it once or twice before. I don't remember if I have 2 uses left of it.
he used it one other time.
Okay, so this
I
is my
believe it's
second use of it.
I believe you used it like the second or
Okay, yeah.
third branch that we tried.
Yeah, no. I was mistaking with another ability. Yeah. Okay. So, just as the darkness starts spreading in the beginning of this clearing and preparing to attack you, audience, your divine sense warns you of 2 things.
Okay.
a good undead entity, because you feel the undeath within the air, but you also feel goodness from the same place, same approximate place where it is coming from.
Okay, if it's an undead, I know exactly where it is. I think, because it's... yeah, know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
So
if it's within 60 feet, I know exactly the location.
You feel that, you turn around, and it is right in the middle of the field of flowers. And you, because of how your sense work, you can almost see it in your mind. The shape of a little girl crying, kneeling on the floor, crying.
Okay, audience goes, follow me, and runs towards the center of the clearing. Don't harm whatever is there.
So you run in the clearing, but behind you you see the darkness spreading and moving toward you. You manage to make your way to what audience pointed to, and it is faint but slightly shimmering, and because of that, Jorg and Remy, you can notice this shimmer. Audience, because of your sense, the closer you get, the more defined the picture is. It is a very small little girl. You'd estimate maybe no more than 5 or 6 years old.
Okay, Fisher, wait here.
It is most...
I drifted towards the back and am posturing up to fight this thing if it keeps following us in.
I'll be like, Fisher, wait here. I know how Fisher is.
Not the new thing. Sorry, the dark.
I'm telling Fisher. I'm
darkness
telling
coming up
Fisher to
behind
wait
us.
here because I've seen how Fisher is with children. I'm not gonna tell him that though. You can wait like that.
Yeah, sure. All right, so you wait there, and of course, as audiences keeps moving toward the little child, well, Fisher, you get overtaken by the darkness, and the darkness is all around you, while audience is going to play with a child.
Audience will also sheath his weapons as he walks towards the child.
Okay, so let's go with initiative, meaning that who enters the darkness with Fisher and who goes toward the little crying girl with audience. Fisher, you don't have a choice. Audience told you stay there. So like a good dog, you stay there.
Jorg is going to help out in the darkness.
Okay. Remy? Audience or Fisher?
There's usually only one choice when that one particular character is the option. So
So you go with audience toward the little girl.
yeah.
If Remy's coming with me, I'm going to tell him to sheath his weapons.
All right. So, Jorg and Fisher, since we go with the same initiative, Jorg, you'd be the first one to act. You go toward Fisher, you enter the darkness, and again you feel the dark presence of this creature moving about, getting ready to attack. But you have initiative since we're using the same rolls as one before. So you're the first one to act.
All right. I will just shillelagh and swing at hopefully not Fisher in the darkness.
Go ahead.
With disadvantage.
Exactly.
Oh, they're both 14s.
Total?
Yep.
You swing in the dark, but unfortunately you hit nothing. The creature has eluded your attacks, and the energy fades from your staff.
Shillelagh lasts for a minute.
Lasts for a minute, or until an attack is made. No?
I think it's just last.
No, it is a duration spell. It just keeps going until it's done.
Okay. Oh, I mistook it
Because
for
rage wears out if you don't succeed the attack.
Oh, okay. No, I know rage, but shit, like, I thought it was 1 minute, and oh yeah, it does. It's not concentration, so yeah. Okay, it's not concentration. All right.
Concentration.
So,
Yeah.
the creature attacks. All right. Well, since you're both inside the darkness, it's gonna attack once at you, Jorg, because you've been a jerk to it. Haha. And it attacks you with a 24.
That hits.
And once again, as you have in the past, you feel the slashing pain of the creature managing to hit you for a 9 points of slashing damage. Fisher, the other attacks goes toward you with a 26 to hit.
Yeah.
You feel for the first time the slash of this creature hitting you for a 10 points of slashing damage. As you are there within the dark, trying to attack the creature, you hear Ornak just go, "Careful!" And he unleashes his moonbeam inside of there, trying to not hit you. Which means...
Moon healing escalation.
Which means... unfortunately for Jorg, you see the moonbeam appear just in front of you, almost next to your nose. But unfortunately, Fisher, you are inside the beam, meaning you have to make a Constitution saving throw. You should be good at those.
I'm
Don't jinx
decent.
them.
Or I have a decent bonus.
Make your Constitution saving throw.
23.
Okay, oh, that's good enough. All right, so you take... Tens. Fisher, you take 14 points of radiant damage divided in 2 because you succeeded on your saving throw. And you hear the creature let out a scream as it has also been hit. And you hear it let out the harsher scream. Just, and you see the darkness just fade away and disappear. It has lost its corporeal form for now. As this small moment
I
goes...
duck out of the moonbeam. Ow.
You hear Ornak go, "Well, last time you said go. I didn't think it would have changed since then."
Well, yeah, you got it to go away. Doesn't mean it didn't hurt.
Okay. Good enough. Oh, sorry enough, I mean. So,
I will use second wind.
just as the battle ends, you...
Again, just old man up against a tree.
And get 11 hit points back.
All right. So, audience and Remy, as this battle goes on for a moment, you do notice that when the beasts attack and the radiant attack is unleashed, the girl is surprised for a moment and she looks in your direction, but she sees the beasts dissipating, and for a moment you aren't sure what she's gonna do, but then she relaxes and she looks at both of you, audience and Remy, just go.
I'll walk up to her and I'll go, What's wrong, little one? What has you in such a state?
I'm lost.
You're lost in this woods?
Yeah.
I'll say, well, me and my friends are trying to, we're on a adventure together, and we are, I think, very close to figuring our way out of these woods. Would you like to come with us?
I'm scared my mommy's gonna be angry at me. I've been gone for a while.
Who is your, is your mother back in town?
Yeah. She asked me to go pick some flowers for her for the table. I was picking flowers, but then I saw mushrooms growing, and I remember that my mother said she was going to try and make mushroom soup, so I wanted to get nice mushroom for her. So I added the mushroom. I followed them all along the path, and I found myself in a place where there were mushrooms in the rain. So I started picking some, and then I saw a shiny thing. I wanted to make a present for my sister, so I took it. But then everything started to go dark around me, and I started to run, and I heard this awful sound, and then the darkness started to follow me. And then I found myself here. I think we're not on the same day, and I think Mommy's gonna be angry at me because I'm late.
I'm sure she won't be. I'm sure she'll just be happy that you're home safe. Do you still have this shiny thing that you took?
No, I dropped it when the darkness reached me. I felt cold on my back, and then I fell on my knees, and I dropped everything on the floor. The flowers, the mushrooms, and the shiny thing.
Okay, give me 1 second.
I can give you more than 1 second. We're supposed to go on break.
Okay.
So, as audience is being told this story, of course, Jorgen Fisher, you arrive only a few moments later. You only miss maybe the first few phrases that she said. And Remy, from your point of view, you also do realize that when you look toward the girl, there seems to be a very bad claw mark on the back of the girl. She doesn't seem to feel it, but it is there. Mm-hmm. And so, since we have one person who needs to take a small break, we're going to take our break here. Let them think about what's going on, solve their own problems, and we're going to be back in 10 minutes. So, see you in 10 minutes. Bye.
Bye.
Aha, welcome back. Don't worry, we didn't lose a player. We just lost the camera, but the audio's still there. So, he's still among us. Just, we can't see him. Say hi to everyone, Sam.
Hello.
Alright. So, proof that he's actually there. So, I hope you all had a nice break, and if you are watching this and you're not a follower, I hope you actually clicked on follow while we were on break. You know, it was the perfect time to do so. So, let's go back into the adventure. All right, so Jorg and Fisher and Olenek, you just joined with the rest of the group as they were talking to this little girl, telling her tale. Remy and audience, you were there from the beginning, so you heard the entire story of the little girl. And so, what are you all doing?
I am hanging back because I don't have good experience with children.
So, Fisher, you're doing exactly as you were told. You stay back. Audience and Remy, as you are both right up there, you're probably the ones who can act the first.
Alright. I guess since I'm still just talking to her, I'll say, well, why don't you come with us and perhaps you can help us find some of the things you dropped, and then we'll take you back out of the wood to your mother, and everything will be all right again.
Okay. But what about the darkness? I saw it enter.
We'll protect you from the darkness.
Okay. She gets up and she's waiting for you to do something.
Okay. I'll say, I'm actually not sure she can follow us, but I'm going to see if she can follow us. So I'll be like, what? Is there any way out of this, circle of flowers?
There are two ways. There's the one that you just came from, and there's another one right over there. And she points, from your point of view, would be somewhere between straight up and to your right.
Mm-hmm. I'll say, well, I don't think it's the way we came from. So, not that I'm sure, but this feels to be some more neutral point in the forest, so I think we should go out the other way.
Okay. She looks also at you, Remy.
He's going to give a little wave, and then in a woman's voice, everything will be all right, Remy.
You're all black. Did you have problems with the beast also?
Tilts his head.
Okay. Sorry.
So he'll repeat in the girl's voice. Problems with the beast also?
Yeah.
He's so crazy. Talk to something and then it just copies you back. It's kind of thing you see in horror movies.
Yeah. It kept running after me.
Raimi is going to show her the piece of bark that he carved out.
That's the same darkness as the creature. It's the same color. Do you know where it came from? Do you know why it doesn't like me?
Give me 1 second. Actually, not intelligence. I'm gonna roll wisdom. I think that would make more sense. But anyway, I rolled a 19 on wisdom.
Okay. What exactly are you trying to figure out?
Just, I mean, like, I was more just for me to see if because I think
Okay.
what my guess is that it's that she probably like went into the fairy circle and then disrupted it by taking something shiny or just kind of like disrupting the fairy circle, which
Okay.
probably triggered the. So,
Yeah.
but I would say I think it's just that unknowingly you may have disrupted the forest when you took some things. You know, in a circle of mushrooms is usually known as a fairy circle, and we try to not disrupt those, as it can make, you know, the creatures of the forest angry if you do so. So hopefully we can put things back in place and make them, you know, better.
Remy, you can easily read this expression as you have probably the highest insight of the group. But you can read the body language of the little girl who just seems to be recoiling as audience is speaking. Actually, George, you also have a pretty good passive insight. You notice that she's recoiling a bit, and there are tears that seems to be forming on her eyes, in the sense that they're slightly more gleaming. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't. I didn't.
Which is why
I didn't want to
which
do
is-
anything wrong. I just wanted to pick mushrooms for my mommy.
Which is why no one's blaming you, and we'll set it right. Don't worry.
Raimi is going to he's going to open his beak and allow for a soothing melody to sound that he's heard before.
Okay. I guess that would be. Well, since you're mimicking it, I'd say you don't have a role for mimicking things.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Well, technically it's for a deception roll, but as far as like believing that it is coming from what it's coming from.
Well,
But-
right now you're actually just trying to make it sound as exact as possible.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think the mimicry would go well, but you don't have. Yeah, no, okay, mimicry. Go with the mimicry. That's good.
All right. Let's see. I'm actually going to double check. I don't get to use my deception very often. Okay. That'll be a 15.
Okay. Okay. You hear the little girl go, "You have a pretty voice. My mommy used to sing like that." Remy, what exactly are you mimicking? Is it something in the recent past, or is it from something from where you're from?
Define where he's from.
The previous island chain where you were.
I imagine that he used one that was used on him in the previous island chain.
Okay. So you have this bit of information. She knows that song. You've never heard it sang in the Mistal Island chain.
Where are you from, little one?
A small village near a big lake. You can see tall mountains in the distance. The elders keep saying the village is called, well, it's hard to pronounce. Routgar. Remy, make a intelligence roll for me, please.
Routgar?
Yeah.
Fun.
Can I also make one?
You can, yeah. And also, Jorg, you could also make a roll on this one.
Raimi rolled 16 total.
Okay.
I rolled a 3, or George rolled a 3.
All right.
I rolled just a straight intelligence, right?
Yeah.
18.
18. Okay. Jorg, you have no idea what the name of this village is. Fisher, you have no idea what the name of the village is, but with a roll the way that you did, the way that the name of the village sounds doesn't feel like it's from the Mistle Island chains. Most villages' name don't have that sort of resonance when they say it, and the description of what she said doesn't fit anywhere on the map that you have from Estrin. Remy, you remember poaching there, close to this small village in your past. It is in the island chain that you are from.
So Raimi will look at the girl and say, well, aren't we a pair?
When your voice changed so much, she just jumps a little bit, sort of surprised. She looks at audience for a moment. And looks back at you. I think you have a frog in your throat.
Raimi will correct himself and limiting an entire range of his vocabulary, and he'll just say, yeah, he probably says don't worry, Raimi, we'll be home soon.
I don't know that expression, but I hope we can be there soon. Then she turns toward you, audience, and says, but you're going to explain to my mommy why I'm late, huh?
I will do my best.
Okay. I think we should go.
Okay. So we'll leave the other path. Yeah, we'll leave out the path we didn't enter the ring from.
Jorgen Fisher, anything to say? Are you following? She's not talking telepathically. You can hear everything she said.
She looks like a ghost, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like she's shimmering. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll follow, I guess.
Jorg will say, I just remembered that in the clearing with the fairy ring, there was a basket like one a child would use to collect flowers.
You found
It's a
my
bit late,
basket?
but I think it's your basket.
I don't have it anymore. My father made it for me. I'd like it very much if you could bring it back.
I think we could try and make that happen.
All right.
Okay.
I also think we should follow the flowers.
Well, I think the flowers might have led to this ring.
That could be.
Remember, she said she followed the mushrooms, and only the mushrooms, and that's how she found the fairy ring.
Yeah, it's a good point. So if we just go with mushrooms.
And as it so happens, when you go to the path toward the upper side of the clearing with the flowers, the path does have toadstool on the sides.
Well, we'll start walking. Is the little girl able to leave the ring or no?
You all start walking, and just as you enter the path and she tries to follow you, she seems to dissipate.
Okay. That's what I thought, but I wanted to see if otherwise. Okay, that's fine.
And once again, you can hear a little cry inside the clearing.
I'll tell her, don't worry, we'll be back and we'll bring you your basket.
All right.
Okay, I'm like, I think we need to bring her basket. I'm still not sure of everything. Like, I'm not sure what the beast is, but I think it might help if we bring her basket.
She's dead, right?
Yes, she's dead.
Okay, good. I didn't want to. Okay.
I just, I didn't want to tell her she was dead. Sometimes ghosts can find that traumatizing, and I don't need her more traumatized.
Fair enough. I haven't dealt with ghosts.
I have not either, so I was treating her like a child. But children also probably don't want to be told they're dead if they're dead.
Well, to be fair, since you're a paladin, there's most likely a chapter on ghosts and lost entities somewhere in your upbringing.
Ghosts and how not to talk to them.
No, if they don't think they're dead, don't tell them they're dead.
All right. So you go back on the road, and I guess this one would be either that or that. Okay. You go on the path, and your eyes tell you that the path is slowly curving to the left. Hold on. Yeah, to the left. So, I just hope that I didn't close anything. All
Alright, guys. I'm also like, guys, let's try and mark down how we leave this place. Just so.
All right. So
Some hope.
it feels like
finding our way back.
it's slowly curving to the left. Jorg and Remy, yeah, your perception tells you it's similar to that, but not as pronounced as your eyes tell you. But you find yourself, and again, this one is the most different of all intersection that you've seen so far. It's a T intersection instead of a plain Y, but it's still 3 branches. The branches that you just came from shows you little red flowers on the path. The path that goes to your right shows black bark, and the path straight forward shows toadstools.
I mean, the little girl said she followed the toadstools to the fairy ring, so that's probably what we should do.
I agree.
All right. Everyone follows?
Yep.
So you keep on going on this path, and this path, your eyes tells you that the path is mostly straight with a very slight curve to the right, but your feeling tells you that the curve is more pronounced to the left for Jorg and Remy, and then after a moment it just starts going straight forward, slightly to the right. And you find again yourself in a Y intersection. The stem is straightforward and it shows toadstools. The one that you just came from shows little red flowers, and the one to your right shows dark bark.
Alright. Toadstools.
Toadstool it is.
Yeah.
You move forward for
I think the flowers is how we get back to the clearing.
Whoa, there's a train somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm next to
Oh,
the
okay.
train now.
Now. All right. So, you walk. The paths seem to be much longer than at least your eyes tells you the path that is much longer than it actually feels like you've been walking. It feels like you should have been walking for 5 minutes, but after 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, sorry, you find yourself in a Y intersection again. The path that you just came from, red flowers. The path to your right, black bark, and straightforward, toadstools. So, toadstools.
We're just gonna keep going toadstools.
All right.
And we come across a clearing where there is a blonde princess waiting for us.
Audience gets suddenly much more interested.
Don't worry, audience. There's something special for you in the next quest.
Good.
Science and knowledge.
Yeah, because we all want that. All right, so you keep on going, and your eyes tells you the path is turning so severely to the right that it should almost curve back on itself. But Jorg and Remy, as you walk, it feels like it's going slightly in an S shape. Only in the end, curving slightly to the right, and is much shorter than what your eyes was telling you. You find yourself in an intersection again. The road that you just came from shows little red flowers. The intersection going to your right, dark bark, and straightforward, toadstools.
Toadstools.
You keep on moving for another 3 or 4 minutes.
I feel like the beast should be upon us soon.
Well, I mean, we remember you said there were 2 hours last time that you guys actually cleared its entity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but every time it's always a few minutes, and you all have been talking in the ring for also a few minutes. But yeah, you still have a bit of time, depending on what happens. All right, so your eyes was telling you that the path should be really short. I mean, you just entered it, and it felt like, oh, I can already see where it's branching off. But you just keep walking and walking and walking and walking, and the branch doesn't come for a good 3 or 4 minutes. And the path slightly, for Jorg and Remy, slightly curved to the left. But as you approach the moment of the intersection, you find yourself in a bit of an odd Y-shaped intersection. As there is no stem to this Y-shaped intersection. There is a large clearing with a ring of mushrooms growing at the center of it.
Woo!
But there is a branch to your right, and this branch would have glowing moss on the stones.
I really want to know what's at the end of the glowing moss, but not enough to skip Sprite.
Raimi is going to start investigating the area for
The basket.
well, the basket, and honestly, because she also mentioned having dropped something shiny, also keeping an eye out for that.
Jeremy, please don't take the shiny thing. I think that's what started this whole thing.
I will assist Raimi.
All right. Make
Audience,
I want to go find
audience
the
is also
basket.
The audience is gonna. Audience, I guess, will go with. We'll pair off. Remy can go with Fisher.
All
I'll
right,
go
so
with-
Remy and Fisher for the shiny thing, Jorg and audience for the basket. You can choose. You can either all make a. Well, I guess it's investigation since you're getting on all four and trying to find things, or it can be perception, but you have to tell me which one you're taking. You can either all roll or choose someone from your subgroup to roll with advantage.
I choose someone from my subgroup to roll.
Hey,
with
Andre, do you want to
advantage.
roll?
I can roll perception. Or
Uh,
do you want to roll?
yeah,
Plus six.
I'm gonna roll,
No.
but
Avery,
I'm
I'm
not gonna
giving-
take the advantage.
You giving me the roll?
Yeah, I'm giving you the roll.
All right, so Jorg rolls with advantage. As for Remy and Fisher, are both rolling separately.
I'm gonna do investigation also, if that
Sure.
makes a difference.
Yeah, it does.
I got a 14 on the perception.
Okay.
I rolled an 8. And
I got a
3.
dirty 20 for investigation.
Let's see what I've gotten.
I'm
I'll
good
see
at
what,
something, guys.
Like, I'll
Oh, I got a 12. So
You know, I'll
it's
see.
worse.
I guess I'll maybe use a perception just to see if that gives me anything different that Fisher doesn't. I don't know. 25.
25. Okay. All right. Jorg, since you have already found this basket, it was more a question of finding it again. 14 is enough. You look around and it takes maybe 5 or 6 minutes, but you eventually find the basket close to where there is another path leaving the clearing. The basket looks like it has.
How
Oh,
could
good.
this happen?
Oh,
there we go.
I was just about to send Fisher a message saying that something was disconnected.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I was about to text you.
Like you stopped on basket. It's just like, is he thinking?
no, I was actually
Everything else.
talking and everything went dark. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Connection reestablished according to this. All right.
Hey.
And no, it wasn't an unintentional cliffhanger. Don't worry about it. Someone wrote that in the chat.
like a basket.
So yes, you find a small basket, and as I was saying or trying to say, the basket is severely damaged. From your point of view, unusable. It looks like it was wrecked by something with large claws.
Wow. I'll still take it.
Doesn't look- Yeah. Is there anything left in the basket?
Oh goodness! I hope everything is all right on the stream.
Oh.
You want me to double check something like volume, or because you're?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the stream right now and it's running.
Okay, it's running good. That means it's just my pad that's having trouble reestablishing a connection. Good. For a moment, I was worried because I looked at the stream and oh goodness, everything is still frozen. Oh. All right. So sorry. Yeah, you can. Of course, you can take the basket. What were you asking?
Is there anything in it, or is it like?
No, it's empty, but judging from how it was damaged, it was most likely damaged while she was running, so it probably would have tumbled away, so maybe it got emptied, but... yeah, that's...
Oh, hold on just a second.
Yeah?
I'm actually double-checking sound.
Oh.
Because I'm not getting volume on the stream, but I'm refreshing just in case.
Okay.
Oh, I can.
Okay.
I can hear the volume if I turn it up.
So yeah, sorry everyone for this little problem. I don't know what happened. Apparently there was something wrong with Skype. So do we have sound?
Yeah. I am not getting sound on the stream.
I am getting sound on the stream.
You're hearing sound? You're hearing us talk?
Wait, let me check now.
I mean, it could be just me, but like I made sure that that the tab wasn't muted.
I'm getting sound.
You're getting sound?
Maybe it's just me then. I don't know.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try cutting my own sound because I don't want...
I mean, if everyone else is getting it, then that's just a me problem.
Yeah, good. I just checked and there's no problem. We have sound. So it's
it's just a me problem then.
Yeah.
Ignore me.
Okay.
You just have it muted?
Well, no, I double-checked to make sure it wasn't, so...
All right, so...
I refreshed a few times as well, so... Anyway, doesn't matter. Move on.
Yeah. I could hear myself talk. I don't like that, but I had to. So... All right, so... so this is what you get for that. Fisher, you're looking around and you don't find anything shining anywhere. However, you had rolled high enough to discover this, but since Remy rolled higher than you, he discovers it before you. At the center of the fairy ring, there seems to be a small round empty emplacement, as if burnt by something, by being exposed to maybe a too high degree of magic or something like that. It's a perfectly round empty space at the center of the fairy ring. Maybe I'd say 2.5 inch in diameter. You'd estimate with such a high value that if something was floating there, close to the ground, could have made an imprint like this, as if it was radiating something.
Mm-hmm.
And Fisher, like I said, it only takes you maybe a few more minutes than Remy, but you rolled high enough to have the same conclusion.
So is there just like nothing in this ring?
Well,
Just
there's the
completely-
fairy ring. There are a few mushrooms growing on the sides, on the ring of the fairy ring. And right at the center of it, there's this empty space of dirt, perfectly round.
Well, I don't think we found the shiny thing, but I think we found where it used to be.
Or where it's supposed to go.
And you said, like, how was it? You said that it was like darkened in some way.
Yeah, like like when you put a candle too close to a wall, it sort of darkens a space right behind the candle.
Uh-huh.
So it would be the same, but on the floor, and picturing it at the center of it, it would make a small circle like that on the ground.
Does it look at all similar to the bark?
Well, it's darkened, not as black as the bark, but it's darkened.
Okay.
Can I remember if it was here when I was here last time?
Make an intelligence roll.
2.
You weren't paying attention, but since you slept here for a few days, you feel like you would have touched it while sleeping there, while moving, but since you didn't know that there was supposed to be something there, you weren't paying attention. So you're not sure.
She didn't have it on her, did she?
No, she did not. She had nothing on her.
You can even make an intelligence roll to remember exactly her words. Although Remy would most likely remember them exactly also.
Yeah, it's like I think when she was talking about having the shiny thing, she said that like I felt really cold on my back and fell on my knees.
So it'd probably be somewhere somewhat nearby the basket. If it rolled away a bit.
Didn't she? Didn't she drop the basket when she started running from the thing?
She didn't say. You don't
I
remember.
feel like she.
You don't remember
wanted
her
to drop.
saying she dropped the basket as she was leaving there. With what Remy said, it would bring back to your mind that she did say that she ran. And then she ran for a while. And then the beast, the creature, the darkness got closer and overtook her. And then she felt cold in her back, on her back. Then she fell to her knees and she dropped everything. Everything
So-
fell down. And then she woke up in the clearing.
I'd say we haven't checked the stone path completely.
So there are two paths that you didn't explore fully. The path with the stone with the glowing moss and the path with the dark bark on it.
The dark bark. Mm-hmm.
Now, memory. Before, because like I don't believe we checked this when we entered. But was there any moss growing, like through the entrance that we took into this grove?
Make an intelligence roll. See how you remember this.
'Cause
I mean, I know there was one pretty early on, because
there
that's
was
when
a
I threw the
branch
rock.
Before we entered here, to the right was moss. So.
See, is 15 enough?
15. The thing is, you don't remember when the magic of the forest took place. You remember walking a path, and then eventually you look back and you realize that you couldn't see the light from outside. That's what you did. So maybe you weren't looking for it. Maybe the magic of the forest took you midway into a path. Maybe there's just nothing when you enter the forest, you're not sure.
Okay. Yeah, because Raimi is at least going to suggest this. He'll repeat in the girl's voice, shiny thing, and then he will imitate the roar of the creature.
You're saying you think the creature has it?
So Raimi nods.
I was thinking the same thing. Which means...
The creature.
I'm assuming this creature has some sort of den that it might have brought it back to, and that's where it goes each time it runs away.
And Raimi produces the bark.
Yep.
Is the bark, or is the path by the basket the bark?
No, actually, the path by the basket has stones with glowing moss on it.
I'm sure we could find a path with bark on it if we just start walking. You guys ready to go kill
It doesn't seem like
shadowy thing and steal its shiny thing?
Rest here for a bit first.
Do you sure the creature has the shiny thing? I mean, it's a cat. Cats aren't known for being that interesting. I mean, I guess if it's like a ball, maybe. I mean, maybe.
I'm going to step in here and just say laser pointer.
Yeah, but it's not a light though.
Are you telling me you saw it?
I mean, I don't think it's a light. It looks more
Well,
like...
I'll also point
the
out above
creature.
game that she said it was a shiny thing. She didn't say it was a light. She just said it was a shiny thing.
I almost want to suggest something that's really bad, so I'm not going to suggest it.
Who knows? Maybe it's not bad.
No, it's bad. It's the whole... It's, well, because, okay, here's the thing. We now know how to get to the fairy circle. You just follow the mushrooms, which we know the creature can't reach us at. And we kind of know each path has its own end point so far, at least with the flowers kind of ending at that clearing.
Mm-hmm.
And the mushrooms in the fairy circle. We could split up. One of us could go down the stone path. Two of us could go down the stone path, and two of us could go down the bark. But that's also risky because one of them will probably run into the monster on.
I'm sticking with the bigger group.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there are two paths we haven't explored.
I feel like there's no reason to rush it.
I mean, true. I'm just saying if we're not going to rush it, though, we should probably take what we think is the safer path first, which is the stones, and at least see where they lead before since we're pretty
want
sure
to?
the bark
'Cause-
leads to the creature.
Well, because here's the thing. If we take the stone path, so we think the bark leads to the creature. If we take the stone path and we're wandering around for a bit, it will catch up to us again, and we will have to fight it again and hopefully scare it off back to its den or whatever. Or, and then we're going to have to go fight it there anyway.
Fair enough.
Or we could just go fight it there now.
Fair enough. Alright, if we're gonna go fight it though, I would like to rest before we go fight it, since it seems as though my radiant damage was doing the most to it, and I cannot use it anymore.
I was gonna say it is incorporeal now, but
Yeah.
it won't be, and I don't know how much longer it's gonna not be corporeal. So by the time we get there, we could be fighting it. So yeah, I think we should rest now.
If we're planning to go fight it, we probably should, since we also know we can rest here.
Probably a good idea.
All
I
right.
mean, yeah, I'm all out of my good magic. Not that it does anything usually, but
Alright, so are we long resting then?
That's
Long
I mean, I have to long rest to get my
Yeah.
stuff back.
can we?
I mean, yes, he rested here for 2 days. What do you mean?
No, like how? I mean,
How long does it feel like we've been traveling?
Yeah,
So far, since you have entered into this place,
as if it's like 3 in the afternoon.
I mean, you don't have to sleep for a long rest. I think you can just rest.
Yeah, a long rest is
6
it includes 6 hours of sleep and up to 2 hours of light activity.
Oh.
And you can also only long rest every 24 hours. So
so
That's
True,
also
so it hasn't
another-
been 24.
that's why
we
that's
don't
why I'm
know if it's
asking
been
how long
24
it
hours.
feels like we've been traveling.
So, since your last encounter with the creature, it feels like it's been maybe somewhere between 45 minutes and an hour. And since you've entered this place, I have to take it approximately because I don't remember how long conversations were at each point. Roughly 3 hours, 3 hours and a half.
Oh, yeah, so we cannot long rest because we left and then we portaled here. And then we're called immediately.
So it's like 4 or 5.
Well,
I mean,
you can have a long rest. You're just going to be up really early.
Yeah.
But also, Jorg can attest to this. Time seems to move by differently in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jorg, how long did you feel like you've been?
I feel like I've been in here for
At
a
least-
week,
at-
10 days.
At least, yeah, exactly. At least a week, maybe up to 10 days.
And how long has he actually supposedly been lost?
3
again?
days.
3 days.
3 days? Yeah.
The garden said
So
3 days.
So time is shorter outside than inside. So it literally could have been like 30 minutes since we entered here. Or even less. It could literally have been like almost no time passed at all.
Well then. I mean, in that case, we don't really have to worry about, taking our time.
No, as long as we're not like literally taking like 10 days.
I mean, we could follow the stone path. Well, see, here's the other thing. I mean, unless... So if we follow the stone path and see where that leads, and then come back and rest. But also, assuming there is a way to get out of here before returning the shiny thing to that little spot there. One of the two remaining paths would have to lead out, and then we'd find the exit, which would be nice. We
Okay,
could
one
also
thing.
just leave.
One thing I will say, which I remember, is weren't we initially following the stone path, then it just ended, and there were no options to continue on the stone path. So it might not even be possible to take the stone path right now.
That might.
Because I'm pretty sure that's the
Well,
first thing we did.
you
is
can
we were
never-
following.
Technically, I think, because I think one of the reasons I've got so lost in this place is it doesn't matter which path. We can't come to a place where there isn't a stone path to follow.
No, we have. There were a bunch of ones that
But
we
if we're
did.
following the stones, then we won't.
Well, because we can always, I guess, yeah, it depends.
Because remember when we first entered the forest, we were just following. The first thing we decided to do was just follow the stones with the moss on them, and then we got to one that was like 2 flowers and a bark. It had no stones to follow.
I thought it was like, I thought there was still a stone behind us, but we decided not to go back because.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't know if the stones necessarily lead somewhere.
Fisher, from inside of you, you hear Taranad say, "Feels like there's still a few variables we don't have."
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can talk about this while we rest if we're planning to rest.
Okay. You wanna just.
You're taking
The other
out-
thing is, Taranad, you were unsure of whether or not you could come back, right?
Taranad is your thing. Orunak is
Sorry,
the tree.
Oranak. Because if you can't come back, that'd be great. Sorry, still talking to Taranad.
Yeah, but you said that out loud. Remember, when you're talking, everyone can hear it. So Orunak just goes, all right, I can leave if you don't want me.
I thought you had to leave to recuperate.
I need to go back to recover.
I mean, you're not that hurt though, aren't you? Because we healed you.
I am better. I have most of my...
Recover his magical ability.
But yeah, my magical abilities remain depleted until I go back to my realm. I've
Okay.
used the moonbeam twice. Can still use it once more. But after that I won't have any access to magic of this level.
Okay. Well, we can send you back and see if you can come back. If you can't, we'll do it on our own.
Okay. So, you have him go back to his
Yeah.
realm?
We'll send him back.
Alright. So, Jarg, you've never seen this little show before, so you see Orunak just seemingly take root. He just plops down and wait for a moment, and then you start seeing his leaves go from green to yellow and orange, and then gray and brown, and just start falling off. You see his bark losing his color, turning the color of dead wood. And just as this is finishing, he goes inside of his branch, he plops out a little acorn, and he hands it to you, audience.
All right. I'll say, well, we'll maybe either see you in 8 hours or later than that.
Is the wood he leaves behind dry?
It is a dead wood, yeah.
Could make a fire out of it.
You're not the first player to say that.
Yeah, we have a whole bundle. Well, actually, we don't anymore because I think they took it when they took our cart.
No, they just took the food.
No, they left it on the cart, but it
Oh.
is
Okay.
on the cart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is on the cart, which is still in the garden.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna rest. So.
So you take the remains of Orunak and you make a fire out of it?
Yeah, I'll do that, and I'll thank the nature or whatever is animating him for helping us.
The primordial forces. I don't know. What are they? Primordial Lord? I don't think we have a name for the...
Nature elemental would probably be
What?
something that comes after primordial. So there would be primordial forces, but since some of them have to combine for life to occur, that's where he would come from. So basically, from his point of view, maybe Granddad is the master of the Earth elemental plane.
He was a little more useful this time. He did something, at least.
I mean, yeah, he scared it off.
Yeah, he helped out.
To be fair,
Yeah.
we haven't used him when anything's happened other than that one time, but that was different.
Where
Thought
half,
he was only-
where half
Oh,
of the
God.
party ended up being transfigurated by this creature.
Yeah. Alright, well,
Transfixed.
Transfix, yeah, sorry.
Transfigurated is different.
should we
very
just
Yeah.
skip through the long rest to the other side of it?
different.
Alright.
I will keep watch.
So,
Been out for a while.
as always, Fisher, you keep watch. You all go for a good rest. You
I will use my healing before we rest,
Yeah.
by the way.
to make sure that
So-
you're completely recovered. Jorg, this is
Yeah.
part of the modification that I made with the healing. There was in the Shattered Continent PDF a small section about rule changes. So basically, when you take a rest, if you want to recover, you have to use hit dice. If you want to be able to use them properly, you have to succeed on either a medicine check, or someone else has to succeed a medicine check on you, or burn one use of a healing kit.
Okay.
If it's a short rest, this is what you have to do to be able to use hit dice. You can't use more than half of your total hit dice in a short rest. In a long rest, you can use all of your hit dice remaining if you want, but you don't recover at the rate that's faster than what's written on the normal rules. So you only regain half of your hit dice in a long rest. You can also let your body try to recover by itself. In that case, you have to succeed on a Constitution saving throw, and the DC is determined by how much hit points you're missing. That's about it. If you don't succeed on a, if you fail your your medicine check, the healing is going to be minimal. Meaning, no matter what you roll, it's only going to be 1 plus the normal bonus.
All right.
So this is basically to help you see that, well, if you don't use magic, you're a little bit fragile, which is normal. You're living creatures.
You don't just sleep your wounds away.
Yeah, when you have one hit point left, and you sleep, usually the next morning you don't have your entire health left. So
Randy will doing his normal thing with his lantern,
yeah, sure.
since I still have 2 spell slots.
So you fill your lantern with magic, You look around. Dark everywhere except where you are right now. The fairy ring seems to let the day in. But during the night, you do see, during the 8 hours of sleep that you have, you do see at one point the night sky, but it has stars and the two moons are there, so it's okay. You can at least see the night sky of your world. And as you wake up in the morning, the sun seems to be peeking out. You wake up, you've all recovered your spell slot. You've all recovered half of your total hit dice if you spent any. And you are ready for going back on the adventure with one little detail. As you wake up, you do feel the sense of oppression from the beast. It has retaken its corporeal form, and it is currently hunting in the woods. Fisher, since you are in your sentry rest, during the night you did see the creature. It came visiting. It approached the fairy ring, but just like George said, it couldn't enter the fairy ring. It stayed there, it roamed around, turning like a cat trying to figure out how to enter into a closed space. But after an hour, it left.
How long did it take for it to reform? Is it the same as it has been?
Feels the same, looks the same. It's
Okay.
hard because you can't see the inside of it. You just see this mass of black smoke or mist moving about. Sometimes you believe you can see two eyes, but they always disappear really fast. Most likely, as everyone was falling asleep, this is where it retook its shape. So maybe something like an hour after everyone bedded down, you felt the oppression again. And it was able to find where you were in you feel like from the moment where the oppressing feeling came back, it only took 15 minutes to find its way to where you were.
Does that seem shorter or longer in any meaningful way than it was when we were walking around?
It's a bit hard to tell because as you're moving around, you keep trying to get away from it. So there's this perspective of I'm moving away, but it keeps walking. But other than that, yeah, make an intelligence roll for mathematics.
Math. Yeah. 15.
15. All right, so you're there and you count. You try and do the math of this, and so, all right, well, feels like for most of the time that you've been walking, makes a little bit of sense. Feels like it's roughly the same time. So either you've been walking close to where it comes back, or it is that fast.
Yeah. About what I figured.
And of course, Taranat does tell you during the night, well, it does seem to know exactly where it's going.
Yeah. Be kind of too much to wish for if it got lost as much as we got lost. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little ashamed of not seeing the pattern sooner.
Well, yeah, it's a maze. You're trying to figure out the maze part, not the.
And to be
Oh,
to be
wait.
fair, you did find yourself at one point completely alone, tracked by that creature. So your stress level most likely jumped quite high.
Yeah. So everybody ready to go hunt a shadow monster, cat,
Yeah.
maybe?
Or find a shiny thing.
Maybe you think?
I mean, it might be a cat.
To heal before a long rest, you can use your healing spells, right? And
Yes,
just
always.
reset.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. That's what I thought.
That's a bit where I was going at. Magic is pretty powerful when you think about it.
Yeah.
You can be pushed at an inch of your life and be brought back within the same 6 seconds with magic.
You could have been dead for a whole minute, or less than a minute, and suddenly your soul is brought back to your body.
I did that really
10 days!
I did that really to make sure that there was a very strong distinction between natural healing and magical healing.
Anyway.
All right. So, you wake up in the morning, and like I said, Fisher, you saw it roam around, feel a bit frustrated that it couldn't get to you, but it left. And you do feel like the feeling of oppression sometimes diminishes and then comes back stronger. Meaning you might be able to go on that to figure out how close it is actually.
How close does it feel right now?
Right now, the feeling is weaker than when it seemed to have retaken its shape.
Aye. So it feels like it's pretty far from us right now. So I think, it'd be a good time to try and get to its den. Oh, we might even beat it there.
Fair enough.
All right. So
Yeah.
on the path where near where you found the basket, there is rocks with the glowing moss on it, and on the path that you came from, one path has little red flowers on it, and the other one has dark bark on it.
So we're going
Dark
on the
bark.
dark bark.
Dark bar.
I'm like, why don't we jog?
Also,
So-
I have put my shield away now that I have spell skin.
Feeling more confident. I can't do anything good with those spells, but now I'm good.
I don't need my physical shield because I have my magical shield back.
All right, so you move and enter the forest again. Yeah. Okay, I thought someone said something. All right, so you take the left path leading out, where it sort of feels like half of a Y intersection. So you move about, you walk. Felt like you were supposed to walk for longer than this, and when you looked at it, it felt like the path was curving to your right. But Jorg and Remy, you actually feel that it's going straight, maybe for 1 or 2 minutes, and then it curves a bit abruptly to the left, and then keeps going straight for a while. A few minutes again. You find yourself at an intersection, and that intersection, the path behind you, the one you came from, has toadstool. To the right is dark bark, and to the left, stone with glowing moss.
Dark bark.
Dark bark.
Who
Feel like
let this dog in here?
I was gonna say, I feel like this is supposed to be the name of a, I don't know, drink or something. I'm gonna drink dark bark. So, oh, All right. You enter the path and feels like it is curving slightly to your right. And Jorgen Remy, you feel like it is slightly curving to your right. So you walk for 2 or 3 minutes and you find yourself again at a Y intersection. This Y intersection, the path that you just came from, has toadstool. The path that is to your right has red flowers, and the path straight ahead has dark bark.
We're just always gonna pick dark bark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Until we get somewhere.
Until it feels like we've been doing it for 2 hours, in which case, let us know when that happens.
Okay. You do feel the sensation of oppression growing stronger again. The beast is aware of you and is hunting you right now. So you get to an intersection, the path that you just came from. Oh, that's an interesting one. The path that you just came from, since you are coming from the lone stem, has toadstool on it. And the two in front of you, one stone with glowing moss, and the right one, the dark bark. So, you are here. You find yourself here. And it finds itself here. Oh. Alright. You find yourself in Y intersection. The stem, which is in front of you, the stem of the Y, which is in front of you, actually has... Oh, this one is going to be an interesting one. The stem in front of you actually has small red flowers. The path that you came from, toadstool, and the path to your right, stone with glowing moss.
I hate everything. I just need
You
to.
said, yeah, so there's no bark.
Okay.
Maybe all the trees have dark bark.
No, you've been walking in there for quite a while. I'm not going to be too mean.
I was letting you know I need to go to bed in like 10 minutes.
Oh, alright, then don't worry about it. I'll just mark that you're right here, and you can take until next week to think about what you want to do.
We're so bad. We're making
We're
a
so
one shot
smart.
last.
But
This was
We're
supposed to be
I was
a
gonna say, you've been walking in there for a while, and you've had a sense of how this forest does things, and there is a logic to it all. Although it escapes you, I am going to let you roll a wisdom check to see if your intuition can give you at least part of the missing puzzle piece.
Come on, baby.
let's
You haven't given me a
Oh,
good roll
yeah.
tonight. This is the time
got
for
a
the nat 20.
21.
Last second nat 20.
Serious.
Last second nat 20. Come on,
18.
babe. Nat 20.
19
Yeah,
minus 1.
I was real close to the nat 23. Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
It's almost actually opposite the die from the 20.
It literally is, I think. Oh no, where's the 20?
No, well, 1 is opposite the 20.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
and-
like on the dice. You have to bet on the dice.
Remy,
Yeah.
what did you roll?
I only rolled a 9.
9? Alright, so it's Fisher who rolled the highest. And I'd like to mention that no one said that you actually planted Oronak before leaving, so...
No, we forgot.
Nope.
Again.
No, we
I got-
didn't.
21.
George, you rolled 21?
Yeah, a 15 plus 6.
Okay.
Wait, plus 6?
For wisdom?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, plus
it's a
4.
wisdom
Oops.
check, not a
9.
save.
So you
19.
rolled a 19?
Yep.
Yeah.
19, so
Still
we
higher.
have two 19s?
I haven't. I rolled a 19.
Oh, okay, but you have
because mine is
18.
-1.
Okay,
It's an 18.
so we have 19 and 18. All right. So you'd be the two to have this feeling. And it makes a little bit sense that Jorg would roll slightly higher. There is a sense of flowing energy inside of here. You had elements which suggests the opposition between light and darkness. And in nature, energy usually always flows to the path of lesser resistance. You feel there's an element of that in there. You've been walking ever since you entered here. You notice that there are practically no straight lines. The path is always curving in the direction.
I think so it's like if we see a path that looks curved but isn't, we should take the straighter of the two paths.
That's all of the information that I'm giving.
It's okay, guys.
I was so close to that earlier today.
But
It's okay, guys.
Fisher, you're
We
also
always know.
you rolled an 18 also, so you have 95% of this you also deduced. There is a flow of energy. Paths are always curved. There's barely a handful of them that you've seen so far that don't curve. And in nature, things tend to go on the path of lesser resistance. So I hope this helps in some way. We'll see next time if you actually put that puzzle piece at the right place, or put it in the wrong place and end up losing yourself within this maze again.
We can always just take the toadstool path back to the thing. We can be here forever. We got
Might
infinite
have to roll
time.
new characters pretty soon.
No, we won't. The thing is, we won't die because we're just keep going back and resetting.
Well, I mean, still die of old age. Or
I
at
mean,
least
yes,
you guys can.
We can-
I don't need to roll. Okay.
You'll be like the
Correct,
robots in
nerd.
Castle in the Sky.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually you might die to the monster if we die, though, because then you won't have any radiant damage to make it go away.
And
I will
eventually
use the girl.
And eventually Fisher, you don't know, but Terry might die eventually.
Right. I have a bet. I can't stay here.
All right, so thank you everyone for watching us. I hope you had a good time. I know this puzzle isn't exactly obvious, but it is when you have the solution in front of you. And
Yeah.
it's even a lot easier than you'd think. But that's the nature of puzzle.
Not how that
To make
works.
you feel bad when you actually see the answer. Oh, come on. You mean that's you. So, we'll apparently come back next week into this now 3-part one shot.
We are
And
amazed.
try and finish this as best they can, figuring out the last few pieces of the puzzle and trying to get out of this alive. Which I admit I didn't try to make this too hard to survive, because the purpose of this was to introduce a new player. So the goal is not to kill him before the game starts. So this is why it is a very intellectual puzzle. So, I hope we'll see you again next Wednesday. Until then, as always, if you enjoyed the show, you can support the stream by following us. You know, we're at 43. If we get to 50, we can actually activate subscription. That would be really nice. So following us on Twitch, you can also follow us on Twitter and YouTube. If I see that there's more than, 10 people following us on Twitter, I might actually start posting more information in there other than thank you for watching the show. Or YouTube, as always, but YouTube, you get almost the same thing as with Twitch. And you can always support the stream by making a donation or becoming a Patreon. And I'll probably do a little bit of cleaning up on Patreon to make sure that you can easily identify which capsules are for lore and which one are actually the campaign episode. And as always, you can help us simply by spreading the word of this wonderful channel that we hope you enjoy watching. So, as always, see you next Wednesday. Stay safe, and especially in these really weird times we're living, stay healthy. Bye.
Ta-da!
Right.